All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another episode of This Freakin Show, the weekly podcast with a little bit of something and a whole lot of nothing. I am your host, Travesty, and alongside me this evening are...
Awkward Colin.
And Geek Cast Joe.
And Clint, officially taking over this podcast, next up the world.
And Clint's here. Clint is back. Yeah!
Woo!
Clint, welcome back, Clint.
Thanks, guys. It's been way too long. I missed you guys.
It has been way too long.
Been a while.
It's been much of a passing since we last spoke. I mean, like, we talk once in a while, but like really actually talk.
Yeah.
I mean, I missed your voice.
Aw, well, thank you. I missed you guys too.
When was the last time you were on? Back in October, right?
I think so. But it was back when we did the last movie thing, which, yeah, I think was around October since we were doing the Tim Burton thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's too much of a time frame, man. That's a gap. That's almost 6 months. That's almost half a year. You've been gone almost as long as Joey has in Connecticut.
That's true.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Also, I want to thank you for causing Geek Cast Joe to cause such a issue with our intro. So thanks for that also.
Yeah, well, you know, I love to do what I can.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking Joe.
You're welcome.
I like how one little word has to prolong our intro into the show. I mean, like literally, it's not even a word. Like it could be like just a symbol when you write it out that looks like a fucked up 8, and you make such a commotion about it.
That's okay, because over on Geek Dig we have a single word that actually delays the start of every single episode.
Really? Can you share what that word is?
Yeah. Shit. and it usually comes from Skip, and it's usually involving something with his computer.
Oh. That would do it.
Oh fuck. How are things going over there in Geek Dig Pod?
Well, they're going. No, I'm kidding. No, things are actually going pretty good over there. Me and Skip recently brought on a third, so we have Steve along with us now.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, let me ask you. Out of your threesome that you have over there, who is your travesty, awkward Colin, and Geek Cast Show?
Oh God.
I know, right?
Well, I'm clearly the Travis.
Oh, you gotta be.
Because I'm, big sexy. That's just how it goes.
That's right. That's right.
Let's see. Skip is definitely Colin. Because Joey has to be Steve.
I'll allow it.
He just has to be.
Yeah.
The two guys with the most generic names have to be the same.
That makes sense.
It does. It does.
No. Well, I mean, I'm not at liberty to say Skip's real name. But if I were going by that name, then, and by that principle, then Skip would have to be Joey. But no. I think just personality-wise, I think Steve is more like Joey than he is Colin.
I get you. But no, I mean, and I understand the whole nickname thing. I mean, that's why here on This Freakin Show, we don't want to use our real names. That's why we go with Travesty, Awkward Colin, and Geek Cast Joe.
Yep.
Pudding.
Yeah. And then and then I know on Skip's other show, because sometimes there's like video and little promos and stuff that get out. Mm-hmm. Nobody ever sees Skip's face. Like, yeah, I am one of very few people in the podcast community that actually knows what Skip looks like.
Nice.
Really?
And that's because he has a conference every November in Chicago, and we get together and hang out whenever he's in town.
Nice.
Is just out of curiosity, and you really don't have to answer this or not, but is Skip really Sloth from the Goonies?
Nope.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we have a great show for you tonight because we are doing something that we have not done in a long time, and we are recreating movies.
Yay!
Woohoo!
I'm really excited for this. I enjoy when we do these shows, and of course, when we do these shows, we cannot do it without Clint because Clint makes these movies way more entertaining, way more fun to do, and he really goes into some in-depth detail on these, which is awesome. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's awesome. See, that's the thing that I have a problem with. Is everyone is so quiet and non-talkative at the end of my statements. It makes it like I'm being a dick.
No.
It's like I could bet he like it's like he makes some really long descriptions. Someone be like, yeah, he does, which is really awesome. And then that would completely made my statement non-dickish. But then I say it, and everyone's just like,
Yep. Just
yeah,
awkward silence.
yeah. So I'm starting to develop the fact that maybe it's not me being a douchebag. Maybe it's the people that I surround myself with who don't respond after I talk that make me appear to be more douchebaggy. People are like, oh, you're an asshole. It's like, maybe I'm just not getting the proper responses from what I'm saying. It's falling on you guys at that point.
Well, listeners, silence is not assent. So.
Yeah. I'm going to start talking to Derek about shortening these silences so it sounds like we're having like flowing conversations instead of like...
Derek, make the silences longer.
Dude, that's actually a really easy filter. It'll take you like 10 seconds to do.
I don't think you really know who Derek is. Derek's type of guy's like, oh my God, I have to put in an hour and a half of work here. And I love Derek, don't get me wrong. See, again, that silence bullshit. Again. What we try to do.
How do you know that I'm silent? Like, maybe it just takes a long time for your words to make it to Connecticut.
I know it's not because I've heard your responses to me, and I know it don't take that long. Because you, Joey, all you have to do is do one thing. You do one thing every time, and it turns a shitty statement that I say into something that may be kind of inspiring and makes sense. You know what that word is? Yep. That's it.
Yep.
You do the vintage Geek Cast show. Yep. Exactly. That's all you gotta do, and you make me feel like less of a dick.
I can yep more for you if you'd like.
I expect that.
All you had to do was ask.
I shouldn't have to ask. You should just know.
I should just know.
And if you want, I will be more than happy to play the contrarian and just like nope every Joe's yep.
Love it.
Oh, you fucking people! All right, so I want to jump into this game real quick. Just a quick couple things before we start. Clint did win the last poll, literally just because iPhone said so.
That's true.
Because Google does or my Android likes to be exact on who won, but apparently whatever iPhone says he won. Blah blah blah. So Clint will host this episode. He's also going to partake into this episode because what's the point of having a guest on the show who doesn't talk? It's boring. I mean, fuck. It's just like us being there with once in a while Clint saying things. No, not happening. So Clint's going to be a part of this. So it's going to be a 4-way challenge this time. Yeah. So it's going to be the same thing as last time. We're each going to give our own interpretations. I'm going to leave the description of the challenge tonight up to Clint because Clint will be hosting this, so he's going to be taking it over shortly. And then at the end, we're going to put it up on Twitter to have a poll, and then you guys decide on which one you feel is better. Also, keep in mind, in 2 weeks, we'll be giving away our next Follow Your Star Award.
Yep.
So, if you remember from last month, we did give it away to Joey. It's not Main Street Steve. What's his
State Street Steve
name?
State Street Steve Downing.
State Street Steve.
Yep.
Lady Gay something.
Gay Barnett.
I can't remember her last name, but Gay Barnett. So they were the recipients, the inaugural recipients of our award that we'll be doing monthly. So in 2 weeks, we'll be releasing, or we'll be rewarding our next award to who we feel is deserving of the award. And like I said, this is something that you guys can get involved in. You can message us and say, I believe so-and-so should win this award. We'll take in consideration, and then we'll make our choice on that show at that time. What else am I think that was the only thing I wanted.
If I were to want a burger and a beer for an inexpensive price, where might I get one?
McDonald's.
Fair enough.
Really, Travis?
No, I actually thought about all that and everything. I thought maybe we could use one of our pre-recorded plugs because I completely blanked out. But no, it's okay. No, you could go to McDonald's, but literally their burgers are mostly dried out and they're cheap for a cheap reason. For a high-quality burger that comes with a beer, whether it be domestic. I think they do some imported. Not quite sure. It's on tap, bottles, cans, however you want to do it. You get that beer with that burger for $6.99 every Monday and Wednesday at Firepit Bar and Grill, Peotone. Which I'm really excited. Colin, get this. Are you excited? Are you ready? I'm going to tell you something that may make you wiggle a little in your pants. Are you ready?
Ooh,
You listening?
I like wiggling in my pants.
Okay. So they're having Mother's Day brunch.
Really?
Okay. They're going to have the primetime skillet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Mother's Day was that May? Is it 15th?
May 14th.
May 14th. So May 14th.
It's next Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
It is next Sunday.
It'll be tomorrow. Listeners who are hearing this Saturday when it releases.
Oh God, It is. We really make a really large delay in releasing our shows now. Holy shit. So yeah, so tomorrow at Firepit Bar and Grill, or if you hear this on Sunday, hey, sorry you missed this. Firepit Bar and Grill is having a Mother's Day brunch, and they're going to bring back some of the select favorites from the breakfast menu, like the biscuits and gravy, the pancakes, the omelets, and the primetime skillets. But they're also going to have lunch items too, white fish, chicken, and stuff like that. So that's where me and the family are going. So I'm really excited for that. But if you're not going to make that, you can make it to any other of their big events they have coming out. I do have a list of the events that they're having. So I'll post those up so you guys know. The creators of our theme song, Entropy, will be playing at Firepit Bar and Grill. I want to say it's either it's between August and October, somewhere in that time frame. I can't remember the exact date. I got to find the sheet to confirm it. But Entropy will be playing there. Nice. As well as Ripley Street, who we did promote a lot of their songs last year, and we'll start doing that again this year. And speaking of which, have I mentioned millions of times, we do want to promote indie bands on here, and we would love for you guys to send us indie band songs that we could promote on the show. And we could talk about them, we'll plug them and all that stuff too, because we are here to help you guys as much as we hope you guys will get involved with us and follow us, interact with us and shit like that. You can find Firepit on Facebook at Firepit Bar or at the website firepitbar.com. Anything else?
Nope.
There should be like a synopsis or something I should write down for these shows. Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
No.
Okay. So let's
just wing it.
Yep.
You see how awkward that is? Just wing. It's brutal. Anyways, okay, cool. So, yep. Clint, this is now the moment where you pretty much take over This Freakin Show and host our new movie challenge.
Alrighty. So, this time, we're going to have not that we didn't before, but this time we're going to have a little bit of fun with horror movies. Specifically, turning a horror movie into a comedy. So, because I don't have the list in front of me, because I really don't feel like opening up Facebook right now.
Oh, well, real quick. I had Saw. Colin had
It.
Joey had
Halloween.
And then Clint, you had Nightmare on the Street.
Yep. The original.
Yeah.
Because the remake was already funny in itself just based on how bad it was.
Mm.
I actually liked the remake.
Oh, we're gonna have some words later then. No, I'm kidding.
Are you though?
I can be.
All right. Well, whatever we do, I choose to go second or third.
I'll go third.
I'll go second.
I'll go last.
There we
Okay,
go.
then.
Joe goes first.
I'll set the bar real low for y'all. So I've actually never seen Halloween, but I know that the concept is that there's a guy who his name is Michael Myers.
Oh, hold on, Joe.
Whoa. Slow down.
Whoa. Clint, did you tell him what we're doing with these movies? I can't remember if you said that.
Oh no, I guess he didn't. Sorry.
Not exactly. Basically, we're taking an existing horror movie and we are rewriting the movie as if it were a comedy. Now, that could be any type of comedy. I have a feeling we're going to, get a bit into the horror comedy or darker comedy this time. Just because some of us here, that's where we seem to tend to take things.
Yeah. Especially since these are a little more like gory type movies. Maybe not so much It. But like I see definitely Saw, I can see like a gore movie, and then when you look at Nightmare on Elm Street, those two seem kind of gore to me more than suspense and all that.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. I'm not a big horror guy, so I'm not sure. I do know mine falls more on the blood and guts shit, where compared to like It's more of a suspense thriller. So I guess it kind of depends on how you want to work with it.
Yeah, but Joey, if I would have known you hadn't seen Halloween, well, first, I would have had to harass you endlessly because, man, how have you not seen Halloween by now?
I don't know. I know there's a lot of movies I have just not seen that, like, I should have seen them. It would make more sense if I had seen them than not, but I just haven't.
No, that's okay, because actually, I can't really say anything because it was just about a month ago now that I saw Jaws for the first time.
For real?
I've never seen Jaws.
For real.
Oh, you people.
I don't like bad movies.
Dude,
It's not
Jaws
a bad
was
movie.
not a bad movie.
Shut your whore mouth.
I'm kidding. I just never seen it. It was never an opportunity. There was never an opportunity for me to watch Jaws, and there was never any interest in me to rent it. So it's like, if it's not free on TV or on Netflix, some shit like that, I won't really watch it. And back then, if I rented a movie from Blockbuster, Family Video, whatever the fuck it was mostly comedies and actions. And plus, a lot of my girlfriends and shit like that, they didn't like horror movies either, so we never watched it. Shit, the first time I saw fucking Scarface, I was 18 years old, and I didn't watch half of it. I wasn't interested in it. Anyways,
dude, you need to send me your address because I will send you my DVD.
Aww. Of what, Scarface?
No.
Jaws. Oh, Jaws? No, I'm good. I'll pass. I get the concept. Big ass shark on the beach. It dies, comes back in 2 or 3 more episodes. I get the concept of it. I lived it. Okay, I did the ride at Universal Studios, so I kind of get an idea of what's going on there.
No.
It's the same thing. It's all the same.
No. That's a cheap cop out right there.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so I don't know. I don't think I'd enjoy it. I think I'd watch it and be like, I don't know. Maybe if they remade it and made it better, I don't know.
Oh, can we please not have another remake?
It's gonna be remade. You know it's gonna happen.
Oh. Well, it is now that you frickin' said something. You just cursed the damn thing.
Mark my words, in the next 5 years, there's going to be a new Jaws movie.
It was going to happen anyway. There's not an original idea in Hollywood.
No, they're going to remake it. It's inevitable that it's going to fucking happen.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, like, remakes, reboots, whatever, I just found out today that I think it's NBC that did Friends. Apparently they're coming back for like one more season.
They're the worst people.
I know. Yes, I do.
I thought they're coming back for like a TV movie.
I don't know. Something I saw on Facebook today said like one whole season, and I'm like, seriously? I'm like, no. It was very groan worthy, and it kept popping up on my feed like every freaking hour.
See, I liked Friends, but I don't want to see any more of it. 10 years is enough.
Yes.
I'm good without it. What I would love to see is to have a spin-off with Monk and Psych. That'd be a show I'd watch.
Yes.
I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Like maybe like not like a full blown like 8-9 seasons of it, like maybe 1 or 2 or something like that. But I think that'd be a good season to watch.
Well, and I feel like good spin-offs are fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's not a spin-off, but they are doing a movie for Psych now.
What?
Nice.
Yeah, they just announced it this past week. I saw that they're making a movie off of Psych.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't hear
movie.
So something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And actually, another quick piece of totally random news, but it totally ties into the horror movie thing, and I'm going to use this as a segue to get us back on track. The Friday the 13th video game comes out the 26th of this month, and I am so looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
What comes out this month?
The Friday the 13th video game.
Oh, why?
Because you get to play as Jason Voorhees.
Ah.
That is why.
Yeah.
It should be a pretty good one.
I think it'll be good. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, hey, if you're happy with it, good for you. I'm not. I won't play it.
No?
I don't think. No, come on now. You know me.
Well, you don't play video game. You play baseball.
No. I mean, are they gonna have like naked like fucking sluts running around and shit? Because isn't that what most of those movies are? Is him slaughtering a bunch of fucking whores in the woods?
Oh, jeez.
Come on, it is, isn't it? I mean, when push comes to shove, it's just him slaughtering a bunch of whores in the woods. You tell me one movie where there's some random naked bitch running through the woods that he ends up sticking to a tree. I'm telling you right now, I've seen it. It happened.
I can tell you one Friday the 13th where Jason did not go around doing that.
Which one? The one who was in fucking space?
No.
Oh, okay, because that was the best one.
The first one, the original one, because the killer was his mother. He didn't show up until
now you ruined it for me. Now I can. Spoiler or whatever. No,
no. It's been over 30 years. I think the statute of limitations on spoilers has thus expired.
I agree.
Oh shit! I do remember.
Weeks.
I do remember hearing that. One thing I would like to do, and maybe that's something we'll do during October with this freaky show. Like, okay, Joey, remember when I was telling you how I want to have an episode where you explain every single Star Wars to me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh.
maybe like during this freaky show month or something like that, maybe Clint and Fear could come on. They kind of explain the entire trilogy, or it's not even a trilogy because there's like fucking 10 of them. The entire saga of the Jason movies. Because I understand the concept of Jason. I know that his mom was a killer in the first one. I know that he drowned as a child at fucking Camp Hope or whatever the fuck it was. So I think going through the entire legacy of movies would be pretty awesome to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a really great documentary out there that goes over the entire series called His Name Was Jason.
Yeah, but that's just boring to watch that. If I could sit there and have a conversation with you and Fear, why not?
I know. I'm not saying to use that as a replacement.
Yeah. Oh, quick question. And we really do got to get into this contest thing, or else this is going to end up being a 2-part show. Did you guys hear that Fear had to change his name on Facebook?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
How fucked up is that?
And so did another friend of ours.
What happened?
Facebook,
Basically, somebody reported him on Facebook and said that it wasn't his real name. So they sent him something and said, hey, is this your real name? You need to prove it. So he had to change it back to his original name.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's not allowed to do any other name changes for 60 days.
Such
That's
crap.
And that was only like 2 days after they tagged another friend of ours. He goes by Johnny White Trash, and he's the host of the Johnny White Trash Show, which is a funny podcast.
Yeah.
But no, he had to go back because he had to go and change his name. And I'm looking and I'm going through my feed one day and I'm like, wait a minute, who the hell is this? And then I go to look, like at some of the previous posts and pictures, and I was like, oh shit, no, that's Johnny. And he's like, yeah, they got me. I had to change my name.
It's
and then
so
2
dumb.
days later, they got Fear. But the really funny part is that they're both Canadians.
That's
So-
so fucking weird. and stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was like a running joke going around for a while that somebody was being racist against Canadians.
Canada. Oh shit! Yeah, no, I just I did want to mention that because I mean that was so fucked up how I heard about that shit. Because it's like I mean I get it, like they want people to. I get why they want them to do it, but at the same time I think it's pointless for them not to allow them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I think with on my podcast or not my podcast, my Facebook, like it says like Travis and then Travesty and then my last name on it. So I mean, it is my real name with like a nickname in the middle. So I mean, if you wanted to, I guess you could do that. But what's the fucking? Actually, you know what? That's
Honestly, it's stupid. It's my social media. I should be able to have my name be whatever the heck I want it to be.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't matter to employers because I could change my last name on it to something that sounds like a last name, and Facebook isn't going to notice it. Like all of the people who have their first name and their middle name.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they can even use that excuse or anything else. Like it's literally just bullshit. And there are so many people there are people whose lives are put in danger because Facebook has decided to dead name them, basically. It's crap. It makes me very angry.
Yep.
That's.
Yeah, people should be able to identify however they choose to identify.
Exactly. It's
stupid
not real
politics.
life. It's not real life. It's Facebook.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, but people put too much stock into that anyway. I mean, how many times have you heard people say, oh, well, it's Facebook official now?
No, I say it all the time, but I do it ironically.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, so I was at a bar the other night, and I was talking to the bartender there, and we just like talk about life and bullshit and all that stuff, and I just asked her out of curiosity, because her and her friend Felicia, kept talking about like relationships and shit like that. So I just randomly I just asked her, I'm like, how many guys have you dated this year? Because I know I've heard her mention it. I'm like, it's fucking May. How many guys have you dated this year? And she's like, what do you mean by dated? I'm like actually dated. She's like, you mean like Facebook official? I'm like, yeah, let's be teenagers in high school here. Facebook official. I'm like, it's so fucked up how that needs to be the term to define a relationship.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Because hell, my last girlfriend, dude, we never had it announced on Facebook. We were officially a couple, but it wasn't put out there on social media. It didn't need to be.
Yeah. Well, and the same thing, like with my last girlfriend, I didn't put it on Facebook because she didn't know.
And it was great because when we broke up, I didn't have to change the status and I didn't have to get all sorts of questions. Oh, Clint, what happened?
Uh-huh.
No, I only got really depressed and podcasted about it.
I don't blame you. I mean, me and my last girlfriend, man, like we had fun and everything, but eventually she just got sick and tired of, being locked up. So I had to let her go. I'm totally kidding.
Speaking
Well, you
of
see,
dark comedy.
mine came out with the whole conversation. Clint, I'm a lesbian now.
Oh, God.
So she literally came out with the whole conversation.
Yeah. And
Oh,
apparently
boy.
I was the first person that she actually came out to.
Well, good for you. Being a safe
And
space like
I
that.
And yeah, I mean, it was a very amicable breakup. In fact, to the point that even afterwards we went out and got a burrito.
Nice.
And then I wished her a happy birthday like a week later and never heard from her again. So, but at least I got a burrito out of it.
Word.
Hey,
Yeah.
burritos
Just not-
are always delicious.
Uh-huh. And dude, there's hardly anything I love in life more than a burrito. And you guys.
Aw.
I love you too.
After this. I might get a burrito after this.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I'm gonna get one of those taco stuffed burritos. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Let me know how that is, because I'm real curious.
It's amazing. I've had them twice.
Oh.
Taco stuffed burrito.
Nice.
Yeah, Taco Bell has those taco stuffed burritos. It's absolutely fucking amazing. It's basically just a crunchy taco inside a fucking burrito. It is absolutely amazing. I recommend getting it. It's the best burrito at Taco Bell. It's better than a Crunchwrap. I'll say it right now.
Wow, that is a very high bar, because the Crunchwrap is the only thing I get every time I go to Taco Bell.
I like
it is. It is basically a Crunchwrap in burrito form. The best. I am saying it right now. It is the best thing at Taco Bell right now.
Wow.
Right, take that shit to the bank.
Oh, that's it. I'm texting my taco hookup right now. I'm going to be like, dude, we're going tomorrow.
It is the best. By far.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. So, let's, again, Clint, I apologize for kind of taking that away from real quick. Again,
Oh, no, that's okay.
The floor is yours. Begin your hosting.
Okay. So, starting off with his take on the seminal classic Halloween, we give the floor to Joey.
Yes. So, having never seen it, I looked up the plot on IMDb, and spoiler alert, for a movie that's, 40 years old now. It is it's a kid. He's about 15 years old. He murders his sister for, I assume, having sex, because that's a horror movie trope. And then he spends 15 years in a mental institution. He gets out. He goes back to his hometown and starts the murder spree again. And presumably some people in town stop him, and the day is saved or whatever. So in my comedy version of it, it would be the main villain is Michael Myers. That's the name of the character. I would actually have Michael Myers, the actor, play him in a Michael Myers, the actor, vinyl mask. It's very important to the plot. And then from there, it would probably basically just be sort of Wayne's World, but much more murdery. That would be it.
Okay.
Like I said, starting the bar real low. And at least 3 other characters would also be played by Michael Myers, a la Eddie Murphy movies. Just because that would entertain me.
Nice.
Okay. That'll work.
Probably the doctor at the insane asylum.
I could totally see him being Dr. Loomis. Yeah.
Probably Jamie Lee Curtis's character would just be him in a wig.
Oh my god. Now I'm thinking of John Travolta when he did Hairspray.
Yes,
God.
Exactly that.
No. Oh. No.
Dude, I am all for this now.
No.
I want this to be a thing now.
Nobody wants this to be a thing. No.
Just because you're knowing it, I'm yupping it.
It's so unpleasant.
Yes.
Joey, I'm co-upping this with you.
Yes. I'm into it. I was less into it at the beginning. I've convinced myself into it just by adding characters played by Michael Myers.
Nice.
But yeah, that would be my comedy horror Halloween.
Excellent. I like it.
Thanks. Doesn't need a lot of plot.
No. A lot of these horror movies never do.
Truth.
Which was why I thought this would be fun for us to do, because it would give us so much freedom to do different things.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I forget which one of you guys is second. I'm the worst host ever.
No, I'm next. I got the Saw So, I wasn't quite sure if I was supposed to do like the entire trilogy or just the first one, so I just went with the first one here.
You do realize there were 7 of them, right? It's more than a trilogy.
I know. I keep saying trilogy. I mean to say series, and yeah, I keep saying trilogy for like everything. But it's not. What the fuck is that called? Is it a series or is there another word for it? Anthology?
I think you just call it a series.
Series? Okay. So
series
so I wasn't
franchise interchangeable.
So I wasn't sure if I had to do the whole series, so I just did the first one. Even though the 5th one is my favorite because I think it kind of explains a lot of the movie, which I really enjoyed. So I just kind of based it off the first movie itself, and I really like. I didn't go into a whole depth throughout the entire movie, but I did the major points. The beginning and the end, and when it segues back to where they are. So I didn't deal with a lot of the flashbacks and all that stuff. So I tried to alternate or find alternatives for what the main plot line was, which was the 2 guys chained up in the dirty ass bathroom. Okay, so basically starts out like it did, like the light goes on, the scene starts, dude's in the bathtub freaking out and shit like that. Now, instead of him being just like a normal bathtub of water and shit, he wakes up in the bathtub in Jello, right? So,
I like Jello.
Yeah, so he's kind of stuck in. So he's stuck in it, right? His foot's chained to a pipe. He's stuck in this tub full of fucking Jello, and there's a guy on the other side of the room. Now, the main character, the Jigsaw guy, who we all know is the guy laying there, quote unquote, dead, with a revolver in his hand. So the guy's like trying to claw his way or trying to get his way out of the Jello and everything, wondering what the hell's going on. And he flops out of the tub. He realizes they're both chained. All of a sudden, the video, they have 2. They each have their own tapes, and there's a recorder in the dead guy's hand. And they have to listen to their own tapes. And, it's pretty much the same tape from the movie. One guy says, you need to cut your foot off to get out. Or no, you need to release yourself from the room. And the other guy says you need to kill the other guy. If you don't kill him by a certain time, your wife and children die. Blah, blah, blah. So it follows the same Jigsaw concept. You need to mutilate or kill somebody or something else or something to yourself in order to break free. Because basically the whole movie is about the ultimate sacrifices. So they're sitting there trying to figure out what the hell is going on, what to do and everything. And, they start going through their own little flashbacks, stuff like that. They come back, they listen to the recording and everything. Now, as they're listening to the recording and, Jigsaw is doing his thing, he forgets to turn off the recording. So then he just kind of has a whole conversation with the recording going, not really realizing it. And he's thinking about, what kind of food he wants to eat, tamales and chimichangas and stuff like that. So, just a small little comic relief in there. They find the bag of saws inside the toilet as they did in the real movie. Guy goes to try to cut the chain. It breaks. Guy realizes, oh my God, it's for the foot. We need to cut our foot off. Dude on the other side is like, fuck you, I'm not doing that. So, they go into another flashback, comedic flashback, blah, blah, blah. They come back to themselves. Guy's like, listen, we have no choice. We need to figure this out. Guy whips the fucking, the saw thing at like this. Now, in the movie, he whips it at a mirror and reveals a camera. But in this movie, he whips at this window thing. It's a double pane window, and it just breaks. And all of a sudden, there's a guy on the other side. And like, who's that? And the guy just runs off. You never find out who the guy is. Just randomly there.
I love that.
That is awesome.
I love MacGuffins.
So they're going through it. Then they finally get to like the end point, where like the guy's like, he's trying to reach for the revolver to kill the other guy to save his family and shit like that. And the other guy's debating whether or not she cut his own fucking foot off, blah, blah, blah. So it comes down to it. The guy grabs the gun, goes to shoot the guy, fucking misses. There's only one bullet in the gun. He's freaking out, tweaking out. So he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to cut my foot off. We're going to go get help. So he cuts his fucking foot off. He starts limping away and shit like that. And come to find out, the chain was never really attached to anything. So it appeared it was locked to the pipe, but it literally was just kind of wrapped around. The other guy kind of noticed it, realized it, stood up, and realized his is also not locked to anything. And then he kind of just walks out of the room. Nothing happened, like blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, like Jigsaw, who's in the middle of the room, goes to stand up, do the big unveiling. But like he wasn't like really like sleeping or faking. He like took some kind of drug to make it look like he was dead for it to come out at the right time. So he came out of it, made to make his big announcement, and he looks and no one's there, but he sees the foot still, and the movie just ends. So.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I would totally see that movie.
I would love to see that movie. And it made me laugh as I was going through it. I'm like, yeah, that's funny. But I think the biggest thing was him breaking the window. The guy just standing there. He's like maybe eating some or something. He's like, oop, and then just kind of walks away. Like, who was that guy? But you never know who that guy is. And they never question it either. They just see him, he walks away, and just go back to what they're doing in a panic of like, what do we do as we're in this dirty-ass bathroom with a tub full of Jello. So that's the end. That's what I had. So.
Awesome.
Very cool. So, Colin, what you got?
I got it.
Yes, you do.
Yay! My movie, obviously, you all know it is with Pennywise the Clown, the demon clown that kills children, and it's a group of kids that go to try and stop him. It's actually originally it's a book, Stephen King book, which was made into a TV movie. And it's actually getting a remake this time. Which I'm hoping to be good, but we will see.
I hope it's good.
Yeah. In my version, I pretty much want all the characters cast. It would be a 2-part, same thing. Kids first, adults second. But instead of like a demon clown, he's just a regular circus clown, creepy ass circus clown. But he is immortal and can live forever, and doesn't age or anything. And being played by Jim Carrey, and and in it, instead of just like straight up killing the kids, he tries to get them to play with him.
Ugh.
And when they play with him, it ends up with deaths. The one is the big one is the death where he was playing with a group of kids, with a kid, and then he caused a school bus crash that a bus full of kids died in. Yeah, and the kids, they witnessed it, and there's no proof that he did it. It was just the kids that he was playing with did it. And so they try and go. They're arguing to their parents, saying that no, this Pennywise killed him or caused it, and blah 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 blah, and all this stuff. And that's in the first movie where they can't get it, and they pretty much think that they should give up, and just not try anymore because they're kids. Nobody wants to listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
They're not telling the truth or anything. But then they all leave town, like in the movies, except for the one that stays there. And what ends up happening is, Pennywise comes back and ends up causing another horrific accident that kills a lot of people, and another kid's being put to blame, and they're just like, this shouldn't be allowed, and they all end up coming back to town, going after him, and basically trying to get him arrested, because I mean, he shouldn't be on the street because he is purposely causing deaths. And in the end, they don't ever get him arrested because he is supernatural and he cannot. Basically, if he doesn't want to be seen, he doesn't have to be seen. So But he really only affects the kids. And since they were all affected as kids and they remember him, they can still see him as an adult. And they think they get him in the end, but like it ends with him being arrested by the cops, and it's one of those things where the cops driving off, and then he's just gone from the back seat, and there's just a pair of cuffs laying on the seat in the back seat. But that is my version of a comedy.
Nice.
I like it.
I dig it.
Yeah, I like it too.
I hope so. You made it.
I know.
All right. So now I get to completely butcher A Nightmare on Elm Street.
There you go.
Okay. So I didn't do an entire casting of this. I only had two like a recasting for 2 characters.
Okay.
And damn you, Colin, for picking Jim Carrey. Because he was my choice for Freddy Krueger.
Hey, it doesn't matter. You can have him too.
And Nancy was going to be played by Anna Kendrick.
Ooh.
Yes. Because I figured we needed a fresh young face, and she's, kind of adorable and can be serious, but, she's also just pretty damn funny. So
she probably start playing the Cup song for him.
Oh, that would be awesome, actually. But anyway, so I mainly stuck with the first one, but there's kind of elements of part 3 in here, just slightly. And then there was just... Anyway, yeah, we'll get to it. So Freddy Krueger is actually in this one not a like janitor, groundskeeper, and like child, pedophile / killer. Here he's actually a children's entertainer. Not like a clown, because clown's bad. But he, more like a magician, kind of illusionist, just likes to, play tricks, but still, make kids laugh and things like that. Only he has a deep, dark secret that he does kill children. However, the purpose is because he believes that their souls and their innocence and humor and purity and all that actually... He believes that he somehow consumes their souls, and basically that feeds his talent for being able to perform and entertain other children. So it's weird. He kills children to entertain children. I just thought that was kind of funny. But so anyway, as far as the backstory, because this whole thing's like a little montage in the beginning. Because you have to have an opening montage. So you see him getting released on a technicality again. So, he's free. They can't get him again. Double jeopardy applies, all that. And of course the town's parents, track him down, only not to a boiler room. This time they track him down they chase him to a carnival. And they kill him inside the haunted house, which coincidentally happened to be the night of a full moon. And the carnival fairgrounds was set up over an ancient cemetery, kind of like Poltergeist.
Okay.
So, but he comes back in dreams to just because, you know, he's sort of consumed the spirit of the carnival, and, you know, his whole and with him being an entertainer and everything, basically he thinks that by killing these children he'll be able to come back and you know, to be able to come back and still be able to entertain kids again. He thinks that this will bring him back to life. So the story begins with our Nancy, and she has a little, you know, we see her waking up from a nightmare, and we actually see what it is, because she's, you know, the kind of popular girl, but she's like the student body president, things like that. It's senior year, you know, the pressure's on with graduation and all sorts of stuff. And in this dream montage, you start by seeing her going to give us like some kind of commencement, or to, you know, it's the whole classic. She realizes she's in her underwear. So, you know, she obviously an embarrassment. She starts running, except in the dream sequence, like the running starts to go slow motion and look kind of like the intro to Baywatch. So,
and David Hasselhoff comes out.
Yes. You know, and like you have like a couple of the other girls, like Pamela Anderson and I don't know, like one of the other ones coming out, like running along beside her. And she, you know, she exits a door, you know, gets to her car, only the car starts driving her and leading her. And it brings her to the carnival. She goes to escape inside the haunted house. She goes through this service door, you know, little service door off to the side that she sees, like a employee entrance exit. She goes through there, and she's back on stage again in front of everybody in her underwear, and that's when she wakes up.
Hey.
Nice.
So, you know, and the whole haunted house thing just seemed like totally out of the blue. But anyway, she's all stressed because she really does have a speech to give that day. You know, she goes to her friends help her through it. And everybody's like, no, Nancy, you need to take a break. You're just really stressed over everything. And so they decide to have there's a huge party going on that night, except they decide that they're just going to kind of stick back at Tina's house and do their own thing. Well, in the night, you know, Tina, she hears something. She goes outside to check it out. And this is actually, you find out, her dream sequence. So she goes out and, you know, she sees Freddy there. And he tells her, you know, hey, I'm here for the entertainment. You know, I'm here for the party. I'm the entertainment. And she's like, no. And he's like, oh, I'm going to entertain you. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. So, you know, he chases her down the alley, down the street. And except, you know, she kind of stops because it's unfamiliar, because now all of a sudden she's in front of the carnival. And basically, instead of using the worst fears to kill the kids and things, basically Freddy decides to make a game out of it, and he decides to make it kind of like different carnival games and things like that. And, you know, Tina just kind of being on her own solo, she kind of feels that, you know, she's, you know, got her wits to keep her, you know, to keep her going and everything. So, you know, he challenges her to like a little, like the little game where you have the 3 cups and you have to guess which one's got like the little ball under it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so she picks, and she picks the right one. The ball's underneath there, and she's like, "Ha! I beat you." And he's like, "I wouldn't be so sure." And the ball and it's a yellow ball, and all of a sudden, you see the mouth open. It's a Pac-Man. And the ball just grows and just chomps her. And she's gone. And then, like, the real body, like, she just disappeared. Like, nobody knows where she's at. So you got, like, Rod, the tough guy boyfriend. When you get to his sequence, he, because he's like the big tough guy, strong guy. So he's got to do the whole mallet thing and see if he can ring the bell up at the top of the, thing. The whole test your strength thing.
Mm-hmm.
Except, he hits it, the thing, like the bell knocks off, and he's like, "Yeah, I beat you." The thing just comes down and just like crushes his head or like cracks his head open. And it's just stuff like that. So anyway, so you get to the final showdown with Nancy. They're actually at the carnival, and Freddy, is kind of this manifestation of Freddy is kind of coming down, and it's just this big, he's got like the magician's cape. I almost started picturing the guy looking kind of like Doctor Strange, but I don't know. Obviously, but like not, but kind of still the whole magician type thing.
Yep.
But the way he was coming down was kind of like the giant clown from the end of Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So, anyway, Nancy's like, doing their back and forth. They fight. She wins. But at the end, Freddy blows up. And it just kind of like the end of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, how like where all the ice cream and stuff starts falling from the sky. This time you get like little chunks of Freddy and confetti, but mostly like chunks of Freddy. And the background music, like the end background music starts playing, and it's a song, It's Raining Men, because there's chunks of Freddy Krueger falling out of the sky. That was just how I pictured the end going. But that's pretty much it. He decides he's gonna, challenge them, and he thinks he can get out to, be an entertainer again. But that's it. That was my take on Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nice.
I like that, man.
Thank you.
I like that. It's raining men. I gotta tell you though, when you're talking about the choosing the ball with the cup, and he says she picked the correct one, the very first thing that came through my mind was the "You've chose wisely."
I didn't want to throw a Star Wars reference in there. I was trying not to cross genres.
Is that from Star Wars?
Or was it?
And that Indiana Jones with the Holy Grail bullshit?
Oh yeah.
Come on, Clint.
You know what? I was thinking of something else.
You're supposed to be the geeky movie guy here, man. I almost said it out loud too, like right in the middle of your thing. I almost went, "You've chosen wisely." I didn't want to screw up your shit.
Oh no, you would have been fine.
Oh shit! But I liked it. Good job. Good job for everybody. Good job all around. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And I will post these as a poll, and we'll see who everyone felt did the best.
Yeah.
Then we could do another one somewhere down the road.
Yeah, maybe in another 6 months. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, God, hopefully sooner. Because I mean, I enjoy
definitely,
especially having you on talking and everything.
Oh, these are awesome. I love doing this.
Me too. Well, in the sake of you you being the host of this game, would you like to take control of another hostly duty and segue Colin into his freaking state of mind?
Sure.
I
Drum
mean,
roll. Drum roll, please.
I'll do it if you don't want. I'll do
No,
it.
no, I got it. Awkward Colin.
Hey guys, welcome back to This Freakin State of Mind. You know, this is our little section of the show where I go through each state, naming some facts about that state. We go through each state in alphabetical order. We just finished up with the M states last week. We're moving right along to the N states. That's right. The good old state of Nebraska is our first one. Not a lot here.
States that didn't start with North.
Well, I was thinking Nevada, but I forgot all about Nebraska.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty forgettable state. I don't find it too interesting.
Nobody
with
does.
that, it's probably going to be a pretty short one for this one tonight because, like I said, it's a boring state. Not a lot there. And this first fact goes right on showing what I mean. Nebraska was once called the Great American Desert because there's nothing there. In 1927, Edwin E. Perkins of Hastings, Nebraska, invented the powdered soft drink Kool-Aid. J. Sterling Morton founded Arbor Day in Nebraska City in 1872. So is it just something like some guy goes, okay, I want this to be a holiday?
Calling dibs.
That's what I feel that they did. The Naval Ammunition Depot, located in Hastings, was the largest U.S. ammunition plant, providing 40% of World War II's ammunition. The Lyde Jungle, located in Omaha, Nebraska, is the world's largest indoor rainforest. That's interesting. Here's one for you, Travis. Nebraska is the birthplace of the Reuben.
Really?
What?
Is
Really?
the Reuben Sam? Yep.
I didn't think that was American, to be honest with you. I thought that was like more of a Irish thing.
I thought it was a Jewish deli thing.
I don't know.
From,
like I said, these all come from the internet where nothing can be believed. So, where was I? Nebraska's Chimney Rock was the most often mentioned landmark in journal entries by travelers on the Oregon Trail. The 911 system of emergency communication, now used nationwide, was developed and first used in Lincoln, Nebraska. Nebraska has more underground water reserves than any other state in the continental U.S. Lincoln County is the origin of the world's largest woolly mammoth elephant fossil. In Blue Hill, Nebraska, no female wearing a hat that would scare a timid person can be seen eating onions in public.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a weird combination.
Right. The largest porch swing in the world is located in Hebron, Nebraska, and it can sit 25 adults. The world's largest hand-planted forest is in Hazley's National Forest near Thedford, Nebraska. The world's only museum dedicated to fur trading is located at Fort Atkins near Blair, Nebraska. The famous architect Edward Durrell Stone designed the Stir Museum near Grand Island, Nebraska. The University of Nebraska Lincoln has a weight room which is the largest in the country, and it covers 3/4 of an acre. Kozad, Nebraska, is located on the 100th meridian, where the human I haven't been in science in a while. I don't remember what the piss that means, but found it interesting. In Nebraska in 1986, for the first time ever, 2 women ran against each other for governorship of the state.
That's neat.
That's kind of cool.
The cost of Nebraska Capitol building was $9,800,440.07 in 1932. The construction job came in under budget, and the building was paid for by the time it was completed. That's pretty impressive. And that is a fuck ton of money in that time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I wonder what that would actually be today.
What year was it?
1932?
And how much money was it again?
$9.8 million. So, Union Pacific Railroads Museum is headquartered in Nebraska. Buffalo Bill Cody held his first rodeo in North Platte, not Palette. This ain't Pokemon, people. In North Platte, Nebraska, on July 4th of 1882. In 1950, Omaha became the home of the College World Series. There are 5 Army forts open to the public in Nebraska: Atkinson, Kearney, Hartsuff, Sidney, and Robinson.
That's a little more
Sidney,
than
Nebraska.
$162 million, by the way.
Oh, okay. Wow. Do you have what is it called? Inflation calculator?
Yeah.
Okay.
I Googled for one.
Sidney, Nebraska was the starting point of the Black Hills Gold Rush. Dr. Harold Egerton of Aurora, Nebraska, is the inventor of the strobe light. And our last fact for the day for Nebraska is Father Edward Flanagan founded Boys Town in Omaha, Nebraska in 1917. So, yeah. And that is this week's This Freakin' State of Mind. Thank you all for joining me. And please come back next week for our next state. Kicking it back over to you, Travis.
Well, thanks, Colin. Jeez. Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
What you freaking on this week?
The fact that my dad is visiting.
No, seriously. I mean, this is about something you enjoy doing, so try again.
I do enjoy it. I think it's pretty awesome.
That is good. I'm glad that he was able. I'm glad he was able to make it out to you 3 weeks before you come back home.
Yeah, me too.
Better late than never, right?
Yep.
He fall asleep yet? I bet he's sleeping on your couch with a beer right now, isn't he?
He might be. We both napped during
the
NASCAR race earlier.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right. It's good.
Totes. Colin, how about you?
What am I freaking on?
Yes.
I'm freaking on that I cashed in sold some of my college books, and I sold my Mac Mini this weekend, and I have gathered money to go on vacation to Florida. So that's what I'm freaking on this week.
Nice.
I'm excited. Yep. So that will be the end of June.
Okay.
Cool.
What part of Florida are you going to?
Clearwater, Florida. So,
All right.
yeah. Everything's we still got to work out some details of what we're going to do, but we're thinking that we're just going to get an Uber to the hotel, and then everything there is in walking distance. I'm thinking I might want to rent a car for a day, seeing if we can find one that's cheap enough, because I don't want to pay a lot of money for one day. And drive down to the Everglades, because I really, really want to do that, and I want to see those. So,
yeah,
they are definitely quite the sight.
Are they? You've been there?
I used to live in Florida.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, and I have family still down there, so I go down there on occasion. In fact, I was actually down there last June because a cousin of mine got married.
Nice.
In Jacksonville, and then after the wedding, a bunch of us drove to Orlando and brought my nephews to Disney for the first time.
Oh, nice. That's always enjoyable.
Yeah. And in fact, my mom's down in Jacksonville right now for a business trip. for a trade show for the company that she works for. And actually this was totally geeky. And I couldn't believe that she was asking me about this on Easter, but my mom was actually asking me about cosplay. Because for this little event that they're doing during the trade show, her I guess the theme was Tron. So she was asking me for ideas on some kind of Tron type outfit that she could wear. I'm like, "Oh my god, my mom's asking me for cosplay advice. This is amazing."
That's fantastic.
So I was totally geeking out about that, but yeah, she wouldn't tell me what she was doing. So I'm waiting for the pictures. I keep checking my phone.
Nice.
Yeah, but
what am I freaking on? Oh, thanks for asking, Colin.
Yeah, sure. Travis, what are you freaking on?
It's actually ironic that Clint brought up cosplaying, because what I'm really excited about is next week is the return of Super Casey to our show.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So I'm really excited about that. Getting all that set up and figured out. Also, this weekend, my dad's coming out to spend a day with me, which is really cool because I'm going to spend a lot of time with him. So Joey's dad isn't the only one that loves him. So I'll take that.
Mine came farther to see me, though.
Yeah, but also, Sunday is Mother's Day, so I'm really excited to go out and have fun with my mom, Carl, Nick, Sherry, Ashley, and everything, and having that family brunch that we do so little of, even though we try to get together as much as possible. It's nice when we do get together and do that.
Yeah.
Other than that, not a lot of stuff. I did apply for a new job, so I don't know if it's
where at?
Literally 1 minute from where you work.
Really?
I shit you not. Yeah, it's right down the road from where you work.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's it called?
So it's NFI. It's a shipping, receiving, distribution company. They do a lot more stuff, but the job I applied for is their shipping, receiving, distribution. You know that huge ass warehouse that they're building right off 57 there? It says Clayco on the side of it. Yeah, so that's their warehouse. So I applied to be a warehouse lead, which is basically just a supervisor. I had the interview last week for it, and I should know by this week if I got the job or not, which, since this comes out on Saturday, I should know by the time this gets released if I got the job.
Fantastic.
Or not. To this, but everyone at the other job knows that me being there wasn't going to be forever. But this job, hopefully I get it. It's only 4 days a week, 12-hour shifts, so it's hourly, so I get time and a half. And it'll save me, because right now I'm driving almost 2 hours a day for work, to where this is it's 20 minutes round trip. So it's pretty cool. I'd be working Tuesday through Friday, which is awesome. So I'd have a 3-day weekend. Hopefully I'll be working days. So I don't know what the time is yet, but it's definitely a job that I hope goes through because it'll definitely make my situation financially a lot better. So that's gonna be my nerve-wracking thing. I'll be freaking on up until the weekend where I'm gonna have a lot of fun and everything. And also, I'm hoping at some point this weekend maybe I can sneak to the movies and see Guardians of the Galaxy.
Sweet.
So, yeah. Clint, what about you? You want to show us what you're freaking on this week, other than your mom's cosplaying question?
Yeah. Well, it's two things. One, the event isn't actually happening until August, but just yesterday I received my tickets in the mail for Billy Joel.
No shit.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Where's he playing at?
Wrigley Field.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Does he do that yearly?
He has, yeah. In fact, he's going to be the first performer to play Wrigley Field every year for 4 years in a row.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about it. It's going to be the concert itself is on Friday, August 11th, which is a week after my sister's birthday. But me and her, I'm taking her to see it for her birthday, partly out of guilt, because, well, my birthday's in July, but when the party is being organized and planned for happens to be the first weekend of August, like during my sister's birthday. So I feel bad that I'm totally like eclipsing her birthday this year, but I'm not planning it. And the only reason we're even doing anything like big at all is because I'm going to be hitting a certain age.
Old.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm going to be 40 this year.
Really?
Yep.
I'm going to be 29.
Dick.
I'll be 28.
Oh my God, Joey! I think you're the only one I like right now because you haven't said anything yet.
Say it, Joe. Say it, Joey.
You don't need to know.
Say it, Joey.
I'm gonna be 27
Say
in
it.
August.
You know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing I love all three of you guys.
I'm gonna be Babby.
No, but I decided to get the tickets for my sister and me because I thought that would be something really cool for her.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm excited about that. And I also got an email reminder about the Metallica concert in June. I'm super psyched for. No, but other than that, I mean, there really wasn't much, just little things here and there, but I was kind of mostly geeking out over like actually having the physical tickets because I love concerts and I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Nice.
That's cool.
But
Nice.
I think also just that. Okay, actually, this is a big thing too.
Okay.
I had a few people, a few different people this week make a particular comment that I thought was very, very encouraging because I recently made the decision to start taking some health concerns and things seriously and start working on trying to lose weight. And I started cooking and all this stuff.
Okay.
And I've lost close to 12 pounds in 6 weeks.
Wow.
Oh,
Good
nice.
for you.
Dude, that's awesome.
Good job, man.
Thanks. And a few people have been noticing. Like I had one of my coworkers was doing some work at our warehouse in Ohio, and came back from the trip, and he just looks at me on Saturday, and he's like, Clint, he's like, man, you're dropping some weight. He's like, are you doing something? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm just finally doing what I'm supposed to. But it's just been great because I've been cooking a lot more. I've hardly eaten out.
Mm-hmm.
It's been great. I've been finding all these like I bought a crock pot. I've been using the pots and pans set that my mom got me for Christmas, and just all the stuff. And it's just, you know, it's cool because, I mean, I'm feeling a little bit more energy, things like that. But it's just been really cool just to get, you know, that other people have taken notice that, you know, there's something happening.
Oh, absolutely. See,
So
the biggest,
it's encouraging.
the biggest thing that I found, like, in like my weight loss journey, because right now I'm at 25 pounds, and
Dude,
the biggest,
that's awesome.
I know, right? And the biggest thing that I noticed that helps me is having that boost and that encouragement for yourself. You know, you're gonna live or die based on your health, not somebody else's. But when you have those people there that sit there and say, "Hey, you know, you're doing great, keep at it," you know, and all that shit, that's amazing. And like, I actually had that talk with Razor a few months ago about how I wanted him, you, and I to kind of like put together something for like a weight loss challenge, you know, not, you know, quote unquote challenge between the three podcasts to help motivate everyone to lose weight and get healthy. Unfortunately, I get laid off and my priorities completely changed. I lost focus of that, but that's something I still would love to do because, you know, we could definitely be there for each other and we can encourage each other to go through these life-changing situations together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more. I think because I mean, doing it by yourself is absolutely awesome, and I don't want to take away anything that you have achieved on your own. And I don't want to say that you need anybody else. I'm just saying, from my experience, it is better to have someone in your corner, and we could definitely do that for each other. So, you know,
actually, it's kind of funny you mentioned that because my buddy Brian over at the Paint It Black podcast, me and him had a conversation just a couple weeks ago, and you know, I was just telling him about what I was starting to do because he's recently made a lot of changes and quit drinking, and he's actually dropped, I want to say close to 50 pounds, and like I was like, wow, dude, that's awesome. And he sort of stepped in and volunteered as sort of a, I don't know, kind of like a coach. He's been messaging me like every single day because, you know, he's gotten me to make different goals, like smaller achievable ones, like going out and just doing like a really small walk, like after dinner or things like that.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
dude, he's been texting me every single day to the point that a part of me is like, dude, I need space. But then again, I'm like, but at the same time, it's just really encouraging that somebody has taken that active and that level of an interest.
Mm-hmm. No, I got you. Yeah, and that's what it is. You know, it's that motivation that you definitely need to keep going. So like I said, yeah, we'll definitely talk about this a lot more because this stuff does interest me and everything. And I know that we're getting to the point where Derek is gonna bitch about how long this is. So,
okay, Derek, you can totally blame me. I take responsibility.
Oh,
and then I'll pass it off to Travis.
No, in our show notes, we're gonna blame you anyways, so don't even worry about it.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Real quick, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on social media and podcasting?
No, I'm kidding. Okay, so
it's up to you, man.
No, I'm good. So you can find me, Skip, and Steve all on the Geek Dig podcast, which you can hear just about anywhere you can hear a podcast, like iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Satchel, Player FM, iHeartRadio, all that stuff, iTunes. But go to geekdigpod.com. You'll find all the episodes there, as well as the links to all the platforms and our email information, which is geekdigpod@gmail.com. Go ahead and check that out. I'm also on a couple other podcasts. The Green Up podcast, which is currently on hiatus because Ryan got a new job and is moving, him and his family. So we're on a temporary break. But go ahead and check out one of those vintage episodes at greenuppodcast.com or Green Up Podcast on Twitter. And me and my buddies Dustin and Jared also do a podcast called Ridiculous Ramblings, where we just sit down and talk about whatever the hell we want. And it usually ends up involving video games or a general frustration with humanity.
Nice.
But we put a very entertaining spin on it. Anyway, you can check that out at ridiculouscast.com or ridiculouscast on Twitter. Or you can, if you're Jedi, which is also my handle on Twitter.
Nice.
I like that. Awesome. Hey, Joe.
Yes.
Every week our listeners can catch Geek Cast Joe here on This Freakin Show. But if they need to get more Geek Cast Joe, where can they go?
If you need more Geek Cast Joe, you can go over to the Geek Cast Live podcast at gcl.ninja. You can also find us on Facebook, iTunes, Google Play, and Twitter by searching Geek Cast Live.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, well, you have gotten an extra 25 minutes of us this week, so you should feel flattered and honored. Like I told you multiple times, you can find us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter just by searching This Freakin Show. You go to our website, thisfreakinshow.com, where you can contact us about anything you have, concerns, comments, suggestions for shows, or suggestions for people that you want to involve in our show, like the Follow Your Star Award or the indie band scene that you want us to help promote, because we're here to do that too. Also, keep in mind, I'm still working on a second podcast, Just Freakin Wrestling Podcast, where we're talking about pretty much just wrestling. So make sure you stay tuned for all the updates on that. I think that's about it. Is that it? Am I done? I think I'm done. Oh shit, Will Rogers. I can do my quote, and then we're out. I keep forgetting about fucking Will Rogers. God. Is he dead? He's gotta be dead.
I don't know. I think so, but I'm not sure.
I don't know, but now I'm dragging this on way too long. Oh god. Sorry, Derek. Now you can blame me. No. God, these fucking political ones. I should go through these and
he died in 1935.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's definitely dead. Okay, Will Rogers is once quoted, "Good judgment comes from experience, and a lot that comes from bad judgment."
Nice.
Yeah. As always, I am Travesty.
I'm Awkward Colin.
I'm Geek Cast Joe.
And I'm Clint.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of This Freakin Show. I'm out.